Alright, it's a new day. It's no longer Forerunner Friday, but it wasn't Friday yesterday, it was Tuesday, but when I upload this it will be Friday, so the entire video will be released on a Friday, and that's how I'll do Forerunner Fridays. Some of the content may not be recorded on a Friday, but it'll be released on a Friday, so it may not always be me working on the Forerunner, it may be me just driving, going places, doing shoots, making B-rolls, you know, that kind of stuff. Could be a fun addition to the channel, besides just Porsche stuff. And then, you know, maybe in the future if I do get another car or whatever, who knows. But yesterday we got the entire passenger side done on the Tundra brake upgrade for the 3rd generation Toyota 4Runners. And today we're going to do the driver's side, and then we're going to break in the brakes. So there's a bedding process that's involved in installing new brake components on cars, especially heavy trucks. Bedding in or breaking in your brake system is important so that you can improve A, the efficiency, B, the longevity and life, and just the performance in general of your brake system. So if my phone would load. Okay, so for any of you with 3rd generation 4Runners, that's years 1996 to 2002, you can do this upgrade to your truck. Essentially, the 2005 Toyota Tundra calipers will bolt right on. The bolt spacing for the calipers is the exact same. Something must have happened to my dust covers for my brake rotors. I may have either just cut them off a while ago or something, but when I looked, I didn't have dust covers, so I didn't have to clearance those. Eventually I may put some back on, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of snow up here, so like dust covers just get clogged up with crap and dirt and snow, so I don't know, it's not super essential, I guess, but okay, so for those of you with those year model 4Runners, the thread that you're going to want to look for is on t4r.org, toyota4runner.org. It's the hard to find specs, info, and measurements on 231mm 13WL Tundra calipers and rotors. That's the thread that I'm using, that's the information that I'm using, and that's where I got all the information for this brake upgrade. It gives all the part numbers, all the clearance information, all the wheel clearance stuff. I've got a 2001 truck, so my stock rims cleared just fine. They cleared really, really well, actually. They give you information on, you know, why you should get Toyota rotors instead of the Napa rotors, and why you should get Toyota pads instead of Napa pads because they're chamfered and the Toyota ones aren't, etc. But anyways, so let's go down to the break-in period. It's a pretty long, lengthy thread. That's what I really like about the Toyota forums, is like people really go into depth when it comes to these forums and their trucks. They're very, very informational. Oh, I guess the spare won't fit, so you're gonna have to get another room. So the bedding in process, what it does is it gradually heats the rotor and eliminates thermal shock in the rotor, burns off volatiles and moisture, and it establishes a layer of transfer film about a few microns thick on the rotor surface. Mates the two surfaces to near perfect geometrical match for maximum contact area and friction coefficient. Maximum surface area, you know, normal force times surface area equals frictional force, etc. Okay, let's get to it. Alright, time to see if I bled the brakes system correctly. See how the pedal feels. And right to the bottom. Nice. The pedals in the 4Runners are notorious for not being that great. But, you know, ooh. Yeah, they're probably going to need a little bit of bleeding, a little bit more bleeding. But, I mean, I can already feel a difference. Just gotta make sure I don't back into Monica. Okay, we'll give it a little bit more bleed. So, little update on the Tundra brake upgrade for 3rd generation 4Runners. Brakes work great. They're absolutely phenomenal. Feel so much better. I'm so much more comfortable driving, and I feel safe. Which, you know, you should feel safe in a car no matter what, but like, you know, I feel much safer driving this truck than I did even just a couple days ago. I honestly don't remember the last time I drove this truck and it didn't shake when it went above 50 miles an hour. And now, I mean, it's just night and day comparison. If your 3rd generation 4Runner between years of 96 and 02 shakes like a friggin' leaf, consider checking your brake calipers because they may be sticking. I've had these calipers on since 2013. Yeah, 2012 was when I last changed the brake calipers on this truck. So that's 8 years, almost 8 years now that I've owned this truck, and I haven't changed the brake calipers. I've only changed just the rotors and pads, but I mean, in size of caliper and pads, I mean, it's just phenomenal. This thing stops so much better, guys. I bled the brakes a little bit more yesterday off camera, just so I could see if I could figure this out, but brakes feel great. Truck feels pretty great overall. I think the next modification that I'm going to do, well, modification, I shouldn't say mod because the truck's already pretty modded, but the next repair I'm going to do is probably new shocks, because when I was 16, just learning how to drive, just, you know, getting into the car world, I really wanted a lift kit for this truck, so I put one on here, and I just kind of pieced it together. I got some Bilstein shocks and some springs, and you know, the back end is it's not great. I mean, it's a Land Cruiser spring setup with Land Cruiser shocks, and I really shouldn't have used Land Cruiser shocks. Should have gotten the extended Bilstein shocks, and I think I'm going to do that this time around. I'm going to get some heavy duty ones so they last a little bit longer, and then up front I may go from Tacoma shocks to Tundra shocks. I'm going to do a little research, see how they feel, but these ones, they lasted a couple of years, and now they're just blown. I mean, you feel every single bump on the road. It's crazy. I'll figure out what shocks would be best for this setup. I know exactly what springs I have. You know, we'll see. It may not get done for a while because honestly, it drives really, really well. I mean, it's night and day compared to what it was, so this thing is good to go. And be a daily driver, again, a commuter. So, you know, this is one reliable vehicle down. Hopefully, like next week, we should get the Porsche running. You know, we'll see how that goes. But the Porsche is a project. It is what it is. This is a car that I can rely on, and I really need it to be comfortable when I'm driving it. So we're good. Truck's all good. I guess that's it for 4Runner Friday. I know I've said that like 3 times, but you know what? It's whatever. I'll post like 3 videos today, and I'll upload them whenever throughout the day, and you know, people can watch them whenever they want. Kind of pulled over in like this sketchy part of Hannaford parking lot. It's like off to the side, but like there's this nice little field here that I'm gonna try to get some good pictures with. And then there's like a no trespassing over there, so I hope nobody comes and freaking tells me I can't be here. But